Yesterday was a very firm day on the markets. We had US stocks logging their best day in 3 months. Asian markets are looking good. The Dow Jones added 1.75% almost.
Yes, Amarante, we're seeing that we're playing catch up with China coming back to the markets. We're really seeing commodities being the driver. We've seen BNP coming out today with their profits beating expectations. So a lot of positive sentiment on the market. And you can see where we're up. We're probably seeing a bit of profit taking because we've run quite hard the last 2 days. So you have some intraday trades, but a lot of positivity. Looking forward to the numbers out this afternoon in terms of direction.
Yolanda, but the question beggars asking, what about Greece? It seems that everyone has now all of a sudden forgotten about Greece.
Yes, the market's quite forgetful, and I think we're still looking out for the actual plan. They have given us a mandate in terms of time. So the market just really waiting. We've seen that the Greek Prime Minister have come out to say that they don't really need a bailout. And that they're going to put steps in place to get Greece back on the road to recovery. So a lot of positivity overshadowing the Greece story, and until we actually get more news about the Greek plan in terms of how they're going to come out, market taking the positive news and running with it.
And if we look at the local market, we had a very good day on the local market as well, and so far today seems to be a good day as well. News out on an economic front, retail sales fell by less than expected in December.
Yes. One must, however, be cautious when you look at the numbers. If you look at the 3 months to December, we see there's a negative trend of 5.3, and that's quite concerning because December is generally a month where you have the Christmas spirit, the positive, I've worked really hard, let me spoil myself, and consumers are not, have not done that through this Christmas period. And you'll see, if you look at the market, we see that your ShopRite has rallied. Your cash retailers are benefiting from this news because we can see from the private credit numbers that were released, or the last number, that consumers are moving away from credit and into cash retailers. So we can see that trend, and obviously the market happier with the numbers, but still quite concerning.
So this is actually saying, or we should just still remember that the South African consumer is still under pressure.
Yes, very much under pressure, and that really, in terms of Praveen Gordhan's budget speech out, this afternoon, one has to be cautious in terms of the GDP forecast they're going to have, because if consumers are really not coming back, are we really going to see the growth? We're probably going to see that Praveen Gordhan is going to increase our GDP forecast from the previous 1.5, but how far are we going to grow that, in terms of spending?
Yolanda, and speaking of the budget, what else do you expect from the budget speech this afternoon?
Well, we're likely to see certain taxes being increased. We're probably going to see capital gains tax being increased. There is also a slight risk that the top end of the taxpayers, your 40% tax ratepayers might get a slight increase there. But I think what will be interesting to look at is the inflation targeting. Are they going to remain? Is it going to remain between 4 and 6, or are they going to look to expand that? And that really will probably give us some indication as to how they view rates for the rest of the year.
And I think we actually don't have that much long to wait now. It's almost, it's not that far from 2 o'clock, and I guess then we'll see what is actually going to be said. Yolanda, I also want to have a quick look at local results out today. We had Anglo Gold Ashanti reporting a swing to profit in Q4.
Fair results for them. We see that that the higher gold price and a once-off benefit from the Australian transaction has offset their higher costs. They have been seeing higher costs, which is due to higher electricity that's coming through from Eskom. Their production was still disappointing. We're still Nedbank still fairly cautious about the stock. We've got a 330 rand target price, but still in hold territory. The risk to that target price would be higher, the higher or rather volatile gold price, and obviously increased costs in terms of telecom if we do get that 35% increase.
And so what do you think this the impact of these costs will actually be on Anglo Gold? The impact of the increase in Eskom tariffs?
Well, when one looks at those, I think if I remember correctly, it will definitely eat into their earnings. If they do get the benefit of a higher gold price, we could see that offset, but they will have to probably close some of their mines where they're not getting a good quality gold. They're probably going to have to retrench if we do see those cuts. Not positive for our gold miners. If one considers they are, perhaps the sunset industry, quite negative if they do actually come through.